Hey guys, it's another episode of Ask Rachel. Now, I have over 60 questions, and I can only do about 5 or 6 a show. So, don't get upset if I haven't gotten to your question yet. I promise I will get to it. And for everybody that wants to submit a question, and it doesn't always have to be game-related, just email me at rachelmoore@gmail.com. Simple enough. Also, a little change with this video, too, is I'm sponsored by Got Game. This video is sponsored, which means I will have free stuff to give away for you guys. See, it's a win-win, right? So make sure you watch this full video to hear the trivia question and learn how you can win a new Ratchet and Clank beta code. First up is Lewis, and happy late birthday, Lewis. Sorry, I missed it. He asks me what my opinion of Max Payne is and if I'm looking forward to Max Payne 3. If you had asked me that a few months ago, I would have said no, I'm not looking forward to Max Payne 3 because the screenshots they showed did not show the Max that I remember. And I loved the first Max Payne. I didn't really like the second one. What was the second one? It was either called The Fall of Max Payne or The Rise and Fall of Max Payne. Or maybe it was The Rise of... whatever. Maybe it was... I don't even know. It's something like that. I got it close enough, right? And I really didn't like that one as much. But Max Payne 3 is looking good. From the trailer they just put out, they show bullet time, which is awesome. The only thing is I think Max Payne 3 is now just like a full-on shooter. Where, if you remember Max Payne 1, it was a shooter, yes. But it also had some very low-lying, like, survivor horror aspects to it. Like following the blood trail while listening to your family scream. And that whole opening of walking in and just finding this murder scene of your family's murder was really, really cool. And I hope that brought a whole different kind of feel to the generic shooter. But I feel Max Payne 3 is just going to be that. It's going to be, you know, every shooter game ever, just maybe with a little more story. I'd like to see them return the creepiness aspect, so we'll see how that goes. John asks, did you ever update or reconfigure your Poison cosplay costume? And have you ever considered acting in a cosplay style movie? I haven't done Poison cosplay since the first time I did it. I love her costume. It's just, I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't like it as much. Like, I just didn't have as much fun cosplaying as her as I did when I was, like, Thor, or Baby Doll, or Cammy, or Kratos. Those were definitely some of my favorite costumes to cosplay as. Poison, I love Poison, but I don't know, just something about cosplaying as her wasn't as fun, so I'm not quite sure if I will do that again. As far as acting in a cosplay style movie, I'm not a good actress. I have no desire to be in movies. I have no desire to try to be an actress. I'm not so good at it, so, nah, no movies in my future. Ballnick1982 says, if for the rest of your life you had the option of either playing one really great game, knowing that there is a possibility you might get extremely tired of it, or playing as many really shitty games as you want, at least you have some variety. I'd probably just play one really, really good game rather than a bunch of shitty games. I mean, gaming is supposed to be fun. That's the point of this whole industry is fun, entertainment, just having a good time, using your imagination, taking a step out of who you are and being somebody else, doing things you can't do in real life. Playing shitty games, opposite of everything this industry is supposed to be about. I'd rather play one really good game over and over again because I know I can without getting tired. I played Dragon Age 4 or 5 times, Dragon Age Origins. I played Mario 64 at least 10 times. I've played Mario Sunshine 8 times. So I know that when I find a game I really like, I'm able to play it over and over again without it ever getting stale. Persistent Thug says, why do you feel Dead Space is not a horror game? Why do you think it is? I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything. I was just rephrasing the question. Whatever. Anyways, because my perceptions of a horror game is Silent Hill and Fatal Frame. Games where it's scary as hell, even when there's nothing going on screen. When you don't want to go through that door. You're sitting there playing a video game and your character's not moving because you don't want to go through that door because you don't know what's on the other side. Dead Space was not that. Just because in Dead Space a monster will jump out of a locker and be like, blah, 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 blah. That is a cheap scare tactic. The jump out and startle you scares Anybody can do it. And it doesn't even have to be something scary that jumps out. It could be confetti, rainbows, and kisses and hearts. It could be a hot chick. But startling you will scare you, and it's a cheap and easy tactic. Games that can scare me with, again, like nothing going on screen, that can scare me just from sound or atmosphere or environments, that's a true horror game. Dead Space is not a horror game, in my opinion. Yes, it had little jump out scares, but come on. That's like a teeny bopper horror film against like an R-rated horror film. The difference is, yes, something startling you is easy to do. It's cheap. I don't respect games that do that. And yeah, of course, Fatal Frame and Silent Hill had those moments, but those startle effects were not the main focus of the game. The main focus of those games were the atmosphere and letting the just overall feeling of dread and panic overcome you as you played. That's a good scary game. And lastly, we have James, who asks, what is your preferred strategy in the classic arcade game Dig Dug? Wow, Dig Dug. That's taken me back quite a bit. Do you use the rocks or the bicycle pump? Also, what do you think of the boss fights in Dig Dug Remix? Whew. I have not played Dig Dug in many, many years. I honestly have no idea how to answer that question. That's like asking me my strategy in Tetris. I've never been a Tetris fan. I've never really understood the draw of it. You're dropping blocks and they disappear. I know, but some people love it. I'm just not a big fan of a lot of those classics. I mean, I loved, like, Pitfall and Galaga, but the really famous ones, like Tetris and Pac-Man, I was never a fan of. And same with Dig Dug. Yes, I played it, and yes, I dabbled around in Dig Dug Remix, but never been a super, super big fan, and so that game does not stick out in my memory. Of course, I remember it, but it doesn't really, like, be like, yeah, Dig Dug, that game was awesome. I never really liked it. Now, on to the trivia. So I have multiple codes to the new Ratchet and Clank beta, and of course you need a PS3 to be able to play. So, to be able to get your code, or possibly win your code, make sure you go to the link down in the description box. Go there and submit your answer in the comments section. Not in the YouTube comment section, but in the comment section of the link that I will put in the description box. You go there, answer this question correctly, and you could win yourself a Ratchet and Clank beta code. The trivia question is, in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal for PS2, the second weapon you receive is the blank blank. Answer that question right, and I might just be giving you a Ratchet and Clank beta code. Thanks everybody for watching, and again, email me your questions at rachelmoore@gmail.com, and also follow me on Twitter for your chances to maybe win a few more codes, and that is the Raychul on Twitter. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and here's a huge internet hug for every single one of you. Bye!